The bread of life. This is such an important story. In my viewpoint, this is the turning point in the life of Christ. Up to this point, he has gotten more and more popular, till finally when he feeds the 5,000, they want to make him king. And at that point, he sends them away. He walks on the water during the night, and then he faces the people and says that he's the bread of life. And if you are to believe, if you're to follow me, you will eat my flesh and drink my blood. And all the people turn away from him and stop following him. He then takes his disciples north and west. No one knows why he goes to Tyre and Sidon, but personally, I think he's going there just to get away. He knows what's coming. He goes to the ocean. I know the Mediterranean is not the ocean, but it's like the ocean. And after he leaves there, he goes to the mountains. Comes right straight across, right south of Mount Hermon. He then takes his disciples far to the east and south. He loops around and comes up on the eastern side of the Sea of Galilee, the Gentile side. There he feeds the 4,000, takes a quick trip across the sea where he is confronted by the Pharisees, comes back again. At this point, he takes his disciples back north again, back up into the mountains. First thing he does is he is declared to be the Christ. Up to this point, he's told people, don't tell people who I am. Now he's saying, who do people say that I am? Who do you say that I am? You are the Christ, the Son of the living God. At that point, he goes farther into the mountains where the transfiguration happens. Talks to Moses and Elijah. Leaves there and he comes back down to the Sea of Galilee and he goes around visiting all the places he's been, going down to the northern point of Samaria where they reject him. Goes across the Jordan River, the east side, down to Jericho. He takes several trips up into Jerusalem, and finally there's the triumphal entry, the last week of ministry, Garden Gethsemane, trial before the Jews, and the trial before the Romans, and finally he's crucified. Risen from the dead the third day. But all starts right here. All starts with this bread of life, the turning point. A few little side notes about this story. The bread of life in the scriptures, the bread represents life. That's why the people would not cut the bread, but they would break it. Life can be broken, but shouldn't be cut. Jesus refers to the bread again when he talks to the woman about you don't give the bread that belongs to the children to these wild dogs, but she says, yeah, but the puppy dogs. What she's referring to is during the meal, the people would eat the meal with their right hand, and when they were done, they would take bread, a different kind of bread, and they would wipe their fingers. And once their hands were clean, they would throw this bread on the floor. And the little puppy dogs were allowed to come and clean up the bread that would fall to the ground. And that is what she is referring to. Well, the bread of life, the turning point in the life of Christ. Come back next week when we give you more insights on the story of the week. We'll see you next week.